I said, then there's no point in listening because then you'll compel me to from first quarter onward and will not be what I want to be. If this is what I had to do, I would have continued in TCS. Companies are nothing but a species because they are living companies. What is the point of technology which is not for the benefit of humans? Whatever you do with excellence, do it for the benefits of the society, and while kind of giving comfort to humans, don't create imbalance in the other part. Without shouting and without raising him, creating discomfort to him. What better a person you can get? So, and I've not repeated this, not even in the book. So, I was never greedy that I should get famous. If I've done my job, honestly, sincerely, that is the reward in itself.
How do you see work itself right now?
There's no hunger. Okay. Hunger means you are already possessed by something. That means your future is dependent whether that thing happens or not.
Sure. What's its importance and how do you align there is
allocation of time? That's the time management. When I'm in office, it's only office.
So what got you from like where you were to the corporate, and then also the transition from the 17 years to creating Nihilent?
While a number of
In this video, I talked to LC Singh, continued from the last part about what made him transition from corporate executive roles at top companies to starting Nihilent Technologies, and how does he see work itself. We also get into why he did not take his company to IPO. We also talked about the state of flowing like a river for LC, for me, and my Coachees. I hope you find value and meaning in this conversation. This is Nitin Dua, serving you with love. How's this hunger from where you were to then? I think I remember in your history that you were with TCS for 17 years. Yeah. And then, you went on to do one more role, I think a couple of years, and then you became a founder.
You will not believe.
Yeah.
Nitin, I never have anger, actually.
Even till this day?
Absolutely. There's no hunger. Okay. Hunger means you are already possessed by something.
Yeah.
That means your future is dependent whether that thing happens or not.
Sure.
I don't do that
at all. Is it in retrospect, or was it actively that you never saw?
Okay. That's why I said the village. I used to as much enjoy. I enjoy today. Yeah. And also, many people say, after all, Nihilent I started, and still I'm saying it's a moderate, mid-sized company. Okay, but I was very clear. I don't want to do water shopping. I will create IP, breakthroughs, and even if it takes 200 years, 100 years,
you'll continue.
Idea has to first survive as a species because companies are nothing but a species. Okay, because they are living companies. So if I can create a living company, somebody will come and do the finishing job. Yeah. The foundation has to be right. That's why humanizing technology. What is the point of technology which is not for the benefit of humans? So that is what I believe in, and I live by that.
So what got you from like where you were to the corporate, and then also the transition from the 17 years to creating Nihilent?
You should read the book.
I would, but I would encourage more people to get a sense of that so that they get curious on what comes next.
See, I also believe one thing, that while a number of things that is in your control to act, there are some things that's not in your control. And in the book, actually, if you read, you'll see it, that the life of slums, even though I was in State Bank of India, grade 1 officer, okay, but from there, it was I just left, okay, the job, but it was not hunger, it was restlessness. So there's a difference, I'm saying.
Sure.
So I'm saying the work, the way State Bank used to work was very, to my speed, very slow. Means if you wanted to work for 30 years and retire, would have been ideal, actually. And one of the best moments, I'll tell you, State Bank, I had left, and one of my MIS head at CEO, he was Mr. Padmanabhan. And obviously, when I left, people didn't like, because I just went to Ministry of Finance in Iran at that time. Okay. But the best compliment was after 10 years, when I was in TCS. One day I got a call from Pattabhiraman. His name was Pattabhiraman. Was called Pattabhi. Pattabhi called and he learned about me in TCS. And he said, he called me up and he said, LC, I think you were wrong. You did the perfect thing by leaving State Bank of India. So I'm saying I left, and then I went to Iran. Now, who knew that the most stable monarchy kind of
Yeah.
In 2 years, that changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, something else came. And then came back to the same slums again. So now think of, there was plenty of room. And now when I think of that, I must have been devastated. You leave State Bank of India, go hunting for something else. In 2 years, revolution hua. You have to come back. And because unka housing and everything was a fair employee. So as soon as that happened, my queue also was gone. So I had to come back to the same slum. But did I repent? No, I didn't. Because I thought the learning which I had in Tehran, there was no shortcut. Yeah. There's a reviewer right now reading. He sent me a 3-liner saying that the whole episode about the 2 years in Iran is like a thriller. Yeah, he's quote, and he's a film critic and everything, a known guy.
No, absolutely. I'm sure I look forward to reading it also.
Yeah, you must read it.
And what I'm curious like then is, you use this word restless, and it's different from the other word.
Correct.
The hunger. What was restlessness? How do you describe what was going on?
Like if I'm saying that we have been trained by circumstances, situations which was not in our control to become technologists. I was a chemical engineer.
Sure.
I even worked as a trainee and not worked actually on 3 months in Baroni Oil Refinery. The far more idea was to go there.
Yeah.
Okay? But it didn't happen. Instead, I joined technology. Now, if I'm in technology, I'll keep on exploring what is the best it can be used for, especially for humans and everybody. And that's what I'm thinking. Restlessness is to give that what can be done using technology. Because also I'm aware that I'm not going to live forever. So therefore I had to inculcate, and Hari is that let's do something, to give something different to society.
Are you restless about something right now?
Right now, I mean, for this moment?
This moment?
No, this is relaxed. You're sitting in the resort.
But anything that you feel that you could get out in front of more people? As you said, I mean, technology for the betterment. Is there something like that?
No, if I am with you, then I'm with you.
Yeah, that is the most beautiful part.
So I'll never, people who met me, they met me on the way as organizer.
I know.
And
yes. I met him in the morning. And,
so all I'm saying is that's what matters. Whatever you do with excellence. Do it for the benefits of the society and especially humans. And not limited to humans. While kind of giving comfort to humans, don't create imbalance in the other part. So imagine, these facilities, they are so magnificent. But how many species have been displaced?
Yeah.
As a human, we should be just aware of that. That we are not the ultimate creation of whatever you call it.
How have
nature
you gone about building this muscle, if I can call it a muscle?
No, that's what I'm saying. I never make an effort.
Okay.
Things happen. I believe in spontaneity. It appealed to me, I'm doing it. There's no judgment. Okay? People who wanted to join, they joined me. They went from TCS, Zinsar. So that's what matters actually. But it's like a river. Allow it to flow. Not to create roadblocks.
Have you always been like this?
Yeah, always.
So you've always been like this, flowing like a river. That's a beautiful state to be. My coachee Samir, who had a lot of labels, went past from being a C-suite executive with wonderful degrees, transitioned to being in flow with work he finds meaning in. And I'm so grateful for my own transition in this journey. If you are a professional and looking to go past these labels, transition to meaningful work, it deserves attention. You deserve attention. I invite you to check out duanitin.com. Link is in the description below and connect with us.
Now, once I'll tell you, one of very senior consultant in TCS, he was talking to Kohli and he related to me. I wasn't there. So he says he asked Kohli that कुछ हमारा जिक्र हुआ गेस्ट हाउस ट्रांजिट क्वार्टर में. So he said, but don't you think, purposely he was pulling, even though he was a friend. So he says, Mr. Kohli, don't you think he's too mild and kind of, that aggression is required? I don't find it. So he says, if he's able to do things without shouting and without raising, creating discomfort to him, what better a person you can get? So, and I've not repeated this, not even in the book, but I'm just saying that what rewards you're talking about? Yeah, that's far bigger compliment than you can get.
Yeah, no,
anywhere.
Absolutely. And since a lot of your time, from what I've observed, has gone in some form of work, whether it's in Nihilent creation
Sure.
or prior to that in TCS or the work that you did in Iran, how do you see work itself right now? Like, what's its importance and how do you align if there is
Allocation of time. That's the time management. When I'm in office, it's only office, basically. Then humanizing technology, all the IPs, products, customers, they occupy the space. But every day, whether I was writing the script of Banaras, whether I wrote all these books, 2 books now,
Yeah.
they were not done in office time,
Yeah.
but as a discipline, every day 8 to 10 p.m. reserved for your creative work. So the book
Yeah.
that I'm referring to, it took 4 months, but I completed.
No, absolutely. I think when all this concept of writer's block and everything just came into existing as a narrative, I feel if you got to do something, you got to do something. But I'm curious to see, like, how do you see broadly, work, the meaning that you derive from work, if that is something that you think of, and also, the role that it plays in your broader context of life. Because I genuinely feel there is this potential. If we're able to unlock that, I think it creates far enriching experiences, not just for the individual, but the people that you get to touch.
I'll tell you, some time back, some press guy was meeting a common friend, and they thought I'm too quiet. Means professionally, I used to be in the newspaper almost every week, when I was in TCS, because they are so I was the front. After that, if you are already, means your appetite is there for it now.
Sure.
But after that, it never missed.
Okay.
I never missed that publicity. And so to me, I'm
Never
saying,
missed being in front of the press or other things as a
no, press to karte hai. But I'm saying, in the sense that when you start Nihilent,
Yeah.
you're not going to get the same coverage which everybody used to come and queue up.
Yeah.
यहाँ पे आपको PR agency, they have to do it.
Yes.
Part of it. So I'm saying, so I was never greedy that I should get famous. If I've done my job, honestly, sincerely, that is the reward in itself.
100%.
To me, the biggest reward is not listing in the Bombay Exchange or NASDAQ. Yeah, sometime I'm saying the company recognized, and I feel that is done, and it should benefit to get past even financial job. That's we'll do it. But I'm not obsessed with it.
Sure.
So twice my CFO and some of my CEOs and others, we actually filed the red herring prospectus. But I saw that the people who were doing the evaluation, they had no clue about the model that I was trying. They know the same spreadsheet model. How many bodies, how many offshore on. I said, then there's no point in listing, because then you'll compel me to from first quarter onward, and will not be what I want to be. And then if this is what I had to do, I would have continued in TCS. And it was not easy for them to leave me also. They tried to persuade me a lot. Zensar also, same thing. So all I'm saying is that I did by choice.
And what was that choice? Like, what made you transition? What was the restlessness? What was beyond
Basically, I'm doing the freedom of doing what I want to,
Sure.
without being judged.
Okay.
That's all.
Yeah, and I think, is that something that you found meaning in? Like,
Absolutely.
having the freedom?
To me, that is the